The mountain trembled as Viranthos descended from the peak, his obsidian scale scraping against ancient stone. For 3 millennia, the eldest dragon had watched civilizations rise and fall from his perch among the clouds. The Zephyrians had offered him crystals that sang with ethereal music. The Chromac had presented weapons forged from starlight itself. The Netheri had brought him the preserved hearts of their gods. All had satisfied him. All had earned his protection. Now another species sought audience with the terror of the void. Humans, they called themselves. Viranthos had heard whispers of their rapid expansion across the galaxy, their peculiar tendency to befriend other species rather than conquer them. Such weakness disgusted him. Captain Sarah Chen stood at the designated meeting ground, a circular plaza of fused glass created by dragonfire centuries ago. Behind her, 3 shipping containers held Earth's tribute. She checked her chronometer. The dragon was precisely on time. Viranthos landed with earth-shaking force, his massive form casting shadows that swallowed the plaza. Golden eyes, each larger than Chen's torso, fixed upon the human with ancient malice. "You are small," rumbled the dragon, his voice like grinding continents. "Even for your species. Did humanity send me a child as insult?" Chen straightened to her full 5 feet 4 inches. "I'm Captain Sarah Chen, representing Earth's Colonial Council. And you must be Viranthos. Thank you for agreeing to this meeting." The dragon's massive head tilted. In 3,000 years, no petitioner had ever thanked him before demanding protection. "You speak as if we are equals, little mammal. I am the eldest. I have witnessed the birth of stars and the death of empires. What could your infant species possibly offer that would interest me?" "Something no one else has ever given you," Chen replied, walking toward the containers. "Would you like to see?" Viranthos snorted, sulphurous smoke curling from his nostrils. "Proceed. But know that if your tribute disappoints me, your species will burn." Chen opened the first container and withdrew a simple metal box. From it she produced a ceramic pot, cups, and a small heating element powered by a fusion cell. "First, I'd like to offer you tea." The dragon's eyes narrowed to burning slits. "Tea? Earl Grey specifically. It's made from leaves of a plant called Camellia sinensis, flavored with bergamot oil. On Earth, sharing tea is how we show respect and hospitality to guests." Chen began preparing the tea with practiced efficiency. "I am not your guest, human. I am your judge." "Of course," Chen agreed pleasantly, waiting for the water to heat. "But that doesn't mean we can't be civilized about it. How do you prefer your tea? The Zephyrians mentioned you enjoy things that sing. Earl Grey has a lovely floral note that might appeal to you." Viranthos found himself momentarily speechless. No species had ever asked about his preferences. They simply presented their tribute and cowered. "You spoke with the Zephyrians?" "Oh yes, they're delightful. Amazing architects too. They helped design our new orbital stations around Kepler 442b. The harmonics they built into the structures actually improve psychological well-being for the residents." Chen poured the tea into 2 cups, one human-sized, the other large enough to serve as a small bathtub. "They had nothing but praise for your protection over the centuries." The dragon accepted the massive cup gingerly, surprised by its warmth. The liquid within smelled pleasant, unexpectedly so. "They never mentioned enjoying our arrangements." "Well, they're naturally polite, but they told us how you've preserved their culture, protected their trade routes, even helped relocate entire cities when that moon broke apart in their home system." Chen sipped her tea. "That kind of benevolent guardianship is exactly what humanity needs as we expand into this sector." Viranthos tasted the tea. It was not unpleasant. The bergamot oil created complex flavors that shifted across his palate in ways that reminded him of flying through nebulae. "Benevolent guardianship? That's what you do, isn't it? Oh, I know the stories make you sound terrifying, but your protected species prosper. Trade flourishes. Arts and sciences advance. You don't rule them. You shield them from threats while they grow into their potential." Chen gestured toward the dragon with her cup. "It's actually quite remarkable. Most powerful entities either ignore lesser species or dominate them. You found a third path." The eldest dragon set down his cup with surprising delicacy. In 3 millennia, no one had ever described his actions as remarkable for positive reasons. "You studied my methods extensively. That's why we're here. Humanity doesn't want a master. And based on your track record, you don't want subjects. You want partners who contribute meaningfully to galactic stability." Chen opened the second container. Which brings us to our actual tribute. She withdrew what appeared to be a simple data pad. This contains complete specifications for our quantum communication network. Instantaneous, untraceable communication across any distance. The Chromax Starlight weapons are impressive, but imagine coordinating a multi-system defense grid with zero communication lag. Viranthos leaned forward, intrigued despite himself. Chen opened the final container, revealing seeds, soil samples, and genetic databases. We also offer something no spacefaring civilization has ever developed: closed-loop ecological systems. Not just hydroponics or artificial environments, but actual sustainable ecosystems that improve over time. Every ship, every station, every colony becomes a tiny biosphere. And what do you want in return? Time, Chen said simply. We're new to this galaxy, still learning. We need protection while we establish ourselves, make connections, find our place. In 50 years, maybe 100, we won't need protection anymore. We'll be the ones helping newer species find their footing. Viranthos considered this. Every other species had begged for eternal protection, perpetual shelter under his wings. You expect to outgrow me? We hope to grow worthy of standing beside you. Chen finished her tea, though I suspect even then we'll still meet for tea occasionally. Good conversation is hard to find. For the first time in 3,000 years, Viranthos laughed, a sound like distant thunder, but warm rather than threatening. You offer me technology I could simply take, ecosystems I could demand, and then suggest I might enjoy your company? Could you take them? Chen asked with genuine curiosity. I mean, technically yes, but would they work the same way? Our quantum network relies on distributed trust protocols. The ecosystems require understanding of symbiotic relationships. Even the tea tastes different when it's shared willingly versus extracted by force. The dragon's laughter continued, echoing off the mountains. Clever species. Very clever. You offer me things that only work when freely given. We offer you what we hope you've always wanted, not subjects or suppliants, but neighbors worth protecting. Chen began packing up the tea service. Besides, wait until you try our coffee. Viranthos spread his wings, casting shadows that somehow felt protective rather than ominous. I accept your tribute, Captain Sarah Chen of Earth. Your species will have my protection. And my curiosity, I find myself wondering what other impossible things you'll make possible. As the eldest dragon took flight, Chen smiled. The galaxy had just become a much more interesting place for humanity, and somewhere in the distance she could still hear the echo of laughter carried on ancient winds.